Hey there, art friends. Miss McNeil here. So today what we're going to talk about is form, and we are going to take two-dimensional objects and create their 3D form. So if you have a circle, you can transform it into a sphere by adding 3 dimensions. If you have a rectangle, you can make it turn into a 3D form where it goes back into space. Now you can do this on plain paper, and we're going to be doing that today on these. So go ahead and get your pencil and paper ready, and we're going to get started, okay?
Alright friends, so what we're going to need today is our pencil and paper. Now if you don't have this sheet of paper, that's okay. You can just use plain paper and just draw with me. Alright, so I'm going to teach us how to make our forms, our shapes, transform into their 3-dimensional partners. So get your paper and pencil ready, and we're going to draw. Now you're going to take a look at this paper right here. This is a triangle shape. The line is closed, and therefore we have our triangle shape. Now when we start adding these lines, and you add them in the correct places, then you're going to be able to see their 3-dimensional forms. You can choose to erase some of these lines and create this where it doesn't look transparent. But let's just practice drawing it where it is transparent first, okay? So I'm going to go to this box and we're going to practice it. And down here, we can practice all sorts of different ways, but we're going to just draw the transparent shape. So go ahead and draw your triangle. So you go up at an angle, down at an angle, close it up. So now we have our triangle shape. Now if you look right here, we're going to have our dotted line. These two lines are going in an angle going back from the corners here. From the corner. So I'm going to go to this corner right here, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to do the same angle going backwards and the same length. Now what you're going to do is I'm going to simply go from this corner, close it up. So now I have 2 more lines, and I've created the base for our triangle. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a line that goes from this point down to that corner, and this point down to that corner. So I'm going to go from there to there, going from that point there, and I'm going to go down here all the way down. Alright, now we've created our transparent 3D form for our triangle. And then we're going to practice that one again down at the bottom to make it not where you can see through it. Alright, let's go to our next one. Let's go to our cylinder. So our cylinder is like if you're looking at a cup on a table and it doesn't have any water in it, it's just a clear empty glass. That's what this cylinder is, but they have a round bottom. So we're going to be looking at this so that you can see this oval. So you see that oval shape? We're going to be starting with that right here. So I'm starting with my oval shape. Now, from this edge, I don't want to be inside, not for this cylinder. I'm going to go from the outside right there and the outside right there. I'm going to be doing 2 lines going straight up. 1, 2. Now I'm going to repeat that oval, the same oval again, only it's going to be going up here at the top. I'm going to do that oval again, make sure the edges are lined up, and I've closed that up. Now if you find that, like in this particular case, I went a little flat right there, you can always fix that because we're using pencils, okay? So don't worry, even Mrs. McNeil makes mistakes and have to fix those corners. Alright, let's go to our last shape, our square. Let's learn how to make a box out of this. So our square is right here. We're going to learn how to make a cube. Actually, it's the more appropriate name for this. So I'm actually going to start a little bit further down here in my box. I'm going to start right about there. I'm going to do my square, so that's 4 equal sides. You want them the same width and length, but I'm not using a ruler and measuring. You can if you want to. Now look at the size of your square. Look at the size. How long, how tall is it? Okay? I'm going to be doing the exact same size that I just did up here. I'm going to be doing it behind it. So I'm going down, across, down, and across. So now look where I did it. I lined it up with the corner is inside of this square. I want the corners lined up. Now all we're going to do is we are going to make a line going from this corner to the matching corner. So if this is my bottom left corner, I'm doing a line to that bottom left corner. I'm going to do the same thing here. This line is going to go to there. Alright, I'm going to my upper right hand corner to the upper right hand corner. And now I'm going to go from my upper left hand corner to the upper left hand corner. Now you have a square, and you can make it, you can draw it all sorts of different ways. You can erase these lines in here and you'll have the box look one way, and you could erase these lines in here and have it look another way. The cubes are really interesting. Now let's go ahead and let's practice drawing them without them being so see-through. So our first one was our triangle, right? So now let's learn how to draw it where it is not see-through. We're just going to use the exact same technique, only you're going to be a lot lighter with your pencil. So please, please, please make sure you have an eraser. Okay, we're going to be using that, and make sure your pencil is nice and sharp. Now you're not going to be pressing super hard for this, okay? So I'm going to do my triangle here. I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to go up, down, and across. Okay? Now, remember how we did the bottom of this? Okay, so we've got our square bottom. Got our square bottom, so we're going to go back from here, but remember, draw lightly. So I'm going to go from there, back, from there, back. And then we're simply going to close it up. Now I'm drawing super lightly, very, very lightly. And I'm going to go from this corner down. Now, optional, you can draw this one down, but we're just going to erase it here in just a second. Now, I want to make this look not so 3D, so I'm going to erase a few of my lines. So I've erased that line right there, and then I'm going to erase these lines inside. And now we can add some shading on one side of it. You can be this side or that side. I'll let you choose. Add some shading here. And now you've got your triangle. Kind of looks like a little pyramid, doesn't it? And if the shading's on this side, then I have shadows on this side and back here. So now we've got our triangle. You can darken up some, and you can see how that transformed into our three-dimensional form, our pyramid. Okay, so let's draw our next one. Let's draw our sphere, our cylinder, sorry. Let's draw our cylinder. Again, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to erase just one line at this point. So let's go right here. We're going to start with our oval down at the bottom. Then we're going to do two lines that go straight up. 1, 2 from the side. And now you're going to add another oval like this. Now the only line we have to erase is this line on the middle. Okay, that's all you had to erase. Now you can choose again to shade in one side. So I'm going to shade in this side right here. And you can lighten up so this side gets darker. You can kind of shade in on the side a little bit, but I'm not going to shade in the whole thing. And you can shade inside. Like this is the inside of my cup right here. Really easy way to draw cups. Alrighty. And again, Can add some shadows here. Alright, so that's a really easy way to draw our cylinder. And you guys can practice as much as you need to with this. Let's do our very last one. Let's do our cube. So we're going to start with our square. Down, across, down, across. Now, draw these next lines lightly, because you're going to be erasing many more. We'll go down, across, down, across. Now remember, you want it to be the same size, so if you got a little too big on that second one, that's okay. Try again. Now you're just going to connect your corners to the correct corner. Now you have to choose. Are you going to erase these 3 lines? Or are you going to erase these 3 lines? Depending on what you choose to erase, will make it look like it's going a different way, and you can practice both ways. I'm going to erase these 3 lines, 1, 2, and 3. Now, my cube is looking a certain way. Now let's go ahead and add some shading. So this side will make dark. And I can darken up my lines now. And this side I'll make a little bit lighter. And now we have a cube that is not 3D, or that is not see-through, but it is 3D. And let's add some shadowing. Some shading on the ground here. Alright friends, so go ahead and practice. Now, I would love to see what you could do on your own, maybe if you flip this over and practice, but what else could you draw with these 3D forms, okay? What else can you draw with these 3D forms, okay? You've got to keep practicing and enjoy making art.